Hello everyone. Recently I put up a video about grading companies CGC and PGX and went over the fact that CGC books, although give you better value when you sell your books on eBay, the cost difference didn't seem to make sense on getting the books graded. CGC $35, PGX $14 in that area. So the cost factor was significant enough to think about sending your books to PGX, but of course PGX doesn't have the reputation that CGC has, and so a lot of people shy away from PGX because they want to get the most bang for their buck, which is understandable. We all want to get the good deal and make the most money on our books. With that said, recently I have been buying CGC graded books on eBay. What I look for in a CGC book is mostly a Silver Age book. I collect a lot of Silver Age. And I look for deals in the sense that if a book is CGC graded 7.0, I will try to get the book graded for the same price that the Overstreet has it listed for raw. And I've been very successful doing that, because a lot of people look for those books in the 9.2, 9.4, 9.0s, where I will look for older books in the 7.0 to 8.5 ranges where you can get better bang for your buck. Recently, I received a book in the mail that I got a very good deal on. And it's graded a CGC 9.4. It is Captain America number 135. Beautiful cover. I got this book graded cheaper than the cost of the book, even at a 9.2, 9.0. So I was very happy with the purchase. And then I started looking at it. And I noticed one issue with this book, which is right in the upper corner. It is a small crease, color break. CGC gave it a 9.4, which is fine. But in the Overstreet grading book, it states that a book cannot be 9.4 if you have a color break. So I've come to this conclusion, and I've always had this conclusion, but as beautiful as this book is, and I still got a fantastic deal for it, and someone's going to ultimately one day down the road, if I ever decide to sell it, is going to get 9.4 because CGC says it's a 9.4, and they are the end-all, say-all, as it is in comic book grading. Here's the deal. Comic book grading is simply a personal opinion. Your opinion, my opinion, the guy who owns the comic book shop's opinion, other collectors' opinions. If you feel the book is a 6.5 and you're putting it in your collection, then that book is a 6.5. If you feel the book in your collection is a 9.0, then it's a 9.0. When you try to sell it, you may have conversation back and forth. The bottom line is this. You are spending money, good money, to get books graded by grading companies. And they're just like you and I. Again, as beautiful as this book is, I do not believe it's a 9.4. And this is in my collection. And it's disappointing because everybody says CGC is, oh, they're the best, and they know what they're doing. They're just like everybody else. If the grader has a bad day, guess what? He might be giving you screwed up grades on your books because he's pissed off at the world. Or if his girlfriend gets him late in the morning, he's going to be in a happy mood and he's going to give you great deals. Bottom line is this. If you look at books that people have grades on, how come certain companies have 70 or 80 key issues from Silver Age that are 9.8, 9.6, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8? Look, comic book grading is a racket, like everything else. It started with baseball cards, when baseball card grading got really big in the early to mid-90s. It got real popular, and then it just exploded in the early 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s. This is the same thing. People are jumping on the bandwagon thinking that they're going to make their fortune on graded comic books when all you're doing is paying money to a company, whether it be CGC or PGX, it's the same, just one's cheaper than the other, of some guy who looks at your book and says, hey, you know what, I think this is a 9.4. Hey, you know what, this guy gives me good deals because he sends us a lot of business. I'm going to give him some deals on his books. Don't put all your eggs in a basket thinking that your books are going to be worth a fortune. I prefer raw graded books because the bottom line is this. If I go to a place to buy a book and I look at it and I think it's a grade of a 6.0 or a 7.0 and the guy who owns the store is going to give me the price for that book, I'm happy, he's happy, we go on. If you send a book in that you know is a 9.0 or a 9.2 and you send it to CGC and he's having a bad day and gives you a 7.5 or an 8.0, what are you going to do? Nothing. You're flushing money down the toilet. You want to send money to the CGC and have them do their books? That's fine. Just remember this. Nobody, no one person can tell you what a book is graded at. There is no expert in grading. If I took this book out of its case and I put it on a table and I got the 10 biggest comic book collectors in the country to look at this book separately on camera, on their own, and they broke everything down, I guarantee you 3 might agree on the grade of whatever it is, whether it's a 9.2, 9.4, 9.0, whatever. 3 of the 10, 30% will agree on the grade. So I have a hard time thinking that I can send books to CGC, and Overstreet even tells you in there, don't grade a lot of books at one time because you'll get tired and you'll miss things. So you're telling me that CGC, when I send my books in, or PGX for that matter, the grader's only going to grade 10 books a day? No. That guy is probably knocking out 70 to 80 to 90 graded books a day, which means by the time he's hitting his 20 and 30 books, he's tired. By the time he's hitting his 50 and 60th book, he doesn't give a shit anymore. He's just going to try to push the book off and knock it down on everything. So, again, this is my rant. I do not believe in sending books in to get graded. I'll buy books online at a cheap price like I told you. If I can get a graded book raw, I'll do that because people out there, hey, CGC says that's what it is, that's what it is. I could rip a book in half, stick it in a CGC holder and say it's a 5.0 or a 6.0 with a rip down the middle, and people are going to buy it and say that's a 6.0. Keep believing it. Keep being a sheep. Keep following the herd. Stand up and be heard. The prices have to end. $35 a graded book is ridiculous. Don't let CGC dictate the market when they're doing the same thing Beckett did with graded baseball cards. They have deals with these companies. No one can tell me they don't. They're making their money. Let them make their money. And it's you guys out there, the comic book collectors, the ones who have a passion for the books, the ones who believe in the books, are the ones that are paying the price. And the bottom line is, the people who own CGC are laughing at you because they know they're ripping you off, they know they're playing you for a fool, and you're letting them. This is my rant. You can like it if you can like it or not. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to believe it. Have a great night.